leak right there. That
Welcome back, guys. So what we're looking at today is the oil filter on the 22RE or 22R blocks, all the same. We're going to change the oil in the pickup. I don't remember when the last time it's been changed. So what I went and did, just disconnected the wire here to the what's that called, the knock sensor. Pulled that off and got in there and loosened up the filter. You're gonna go counterclockwise, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, right? Remember the ditty. And with that being said, the oil filter is loose. And then we're gonna come down here. We're gonna get a socket on the drain pan and drain the oil, and we're gonna go from there. All right, so we're ready to drain the oil. Okay, we have a oil pan that'll hold at least 5 quarts. So we're gonna want to reach up, go ahead and loosen the filter, however you want to say it. So it's a little bit more difficult in here doing this with one hand, so while trying to record. So we'll try not to wear the oil in the face. All right. It's almost there. All right. I'm probably gonna wait where it is. Alright guys, so we got the oil filter removed. It didn't make a mess like I was thinking it was going to. So with that being said, it's probably drained out a bit, so we're not making a whole lot of mess, but this is what it was. It was a Fram, but as you can see in there, it's got oil. I typically run the 1540 in this truck, but with that being said, I mean, it's been set for a while, so I think I just had to use this filter because that's all they had at the parts store, or whoever I let borrow this truck, that's what they had to use. I don't remember, but I can't tell you how long it's been since the oil changed, since the speedometer's broke. So it's just kind of usually do the oil change on an annual basis. So next thing we want to do, we want to come down here, get a 15 mil socket. All right, we got a 3/8 drive socket, and we're going to go ahead and put the ratchet on it. All right, so we got a Blackhawk socket, we got a Stanley 3/8 ratchet. All right, and we're just going to go ahead and break it loose. Okay, so we went ahead and broke it loose. All right, oops. The plug is loose. I'm gonna get up out of here, out of the way, so I'm not getting covered in oil. Let me drain this. All right, so you wanna get reposition ourselves. Draining this. All right, make sure you guys got the safety glasses on while you're doing this. But we're gonna go ahead, get ready to pull the plug. I'll try not to get oil everywhere. Try not to dry the plug. All right, there we go. It's that simple. All right, guys, if you got any questions on how to drain oil, be mindful of that. You should always replace your copper seal, but I typically don't do that. So, all right, we'll catch you guys back up here in a bit. All right, guys, so the next step here, we're gonna have the oil filter, right? We're gonna take this plastic cover off, and we're gonna pre-fill it and let it soak with some of this 1540 T4 triple protection, all right? Because we need to let the Toyota last as long as possible, right? Because we got the heavy duty diesel oil and it's got a higher zinc content. And let's talk about that real quick, right? It meets all of your API service, CK4, CJ4, CI4+, CI4, CH4, all right? And what that is just basically your high zinc contents in your oil that's going to prevent the excessive wear, all right? And they don't put that in the automotive industry anymore because it clogs up the catalytic converter, and so you get more wear on the engine. So that's why I've been using the 1540. I don't know, it's been about a good 30 years. So I've always used it. Even when I had the 89 Camaro, when I was in 29 Palms, I put 1540 in it or 1040, but I always ran the Shell oil. I've always have, and just I never had any issues with it. So we're gonna go do a pre-fill in this filter right here and get what's left out of this jug out so we can get that started. All right, so we got the jug of oil here. We're just going to go ahead and pre-fill this filter. And we're just going to let it soak. Let it soak. And that element inside is going to actually absorb all that oil. So, with that being said, you might have to refill it some more. All right, so that's pretty much it. You're just gonna let it set there. And then you can see the oil content's going down. But with that being said, you're gonna have to fill it back up. But be mindful, you're gonna have to put it on sideways into the vehicle and you can make a mess. So you gotta be kind of quick with that. So don't be butterfingers when it comes to that. With that being said, we're just gonna leave that much oil in there as you can see right now. And we're gonna put that plastic cap back over it and kind of give it some protection until I get to it. Because I don't want all these pine needles and whatnot falling into the oil filter. So that's that. That's it with that for right now. We're gonna get back under the truck and we're going to put the drain plug back in so we can start adding oil into the oil pan. All right, guys, so what we did now, we went ahead and tightened up the plug. You don't have to kill it. Let's go ahead, use your ratchet, 15 mil, get it up on there. Well, actually, this is a 14 mil, excuse me, not a 15, 14. 14 mil ratchet, make sure it's tight, snug. Then we just want to make sure we get up here and wipe all the excess oil around. Make sure it's nice and clean. Okay. So with that being said, as you can see in here, this is the oil. You want to make sure you dump that at your parts auto store or something like that, or county recycle position, whatever you got to to get rid of the oil, unless you want to hold on to, you know, whatever project you have for that, like a oil furnace or something like that. So times are about to get tough with oil, so you got to start hanging on to it as long as possible. All right, guys. So back here we got our fill plug off. Get some shade here so it's not so bad of a picture. And we got an oil funnel installed, so make sure you take the time, spray down your oil funnel, wipe it out, get all that contamination out of your funnel, so you're not putting that down in your engine. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and grab what's left in this 2.5 gallon jug, 1540, and we're just gonna prep it with that first. So we can save on the oil, right? Oil's expensive, guys. Now you want to make sure you're, wiping the container off so you're just not dropping, it's all dust, dirt, contamination that's on the oil jug because you left it outside for the last 6-7 months, but when you bought oil to do an oil change and you just decided to skip on it. So this is one thing you want to do. Now, since that's empty, all right, we got pretty much all the oil out of that. What you want to do is go ahead and save these jugs, put the used oil in, and take it back to AutoZone. All right, or use it for whatever. I wouldn't use it for drinking water, but you never know with some people. So you just want to find a good spot, set it down, and let it be. All right, we're gonna get the other jug of other gallon of oil, and we're gonna add that to it. Not going to film that process. You guys all know how to put oil in an engine. If you don't, like I said, comment, subscribe, like, hit that bell notification so you're getting all my video updates, so you know exactly how to do a job here. All right, so like I said, we're just putting oil into the engine. All right, when that's said, we just need to make sure we get it to the right fill point, and you'll see the oil dipstick over there, then we'll go to that in a second. All right, guys, so when you're adding oil, like I said, you want to get every drop in, because oil is expensive. And what you're going to want to do afterwards, you got all the oil installed, you're going to come over with your dipstick, right? Just pull it up out of there. You want to come down and wipe it off first, all right? Then you want to reinsert it back down into the dipstick tube, so you get an accurate reading of what needs to be in the dipstick tube or what's in the oil pan. That's pretty much it. It's just as simple as inserting the dipstick, pulling it out, wiping it off, checking, and rechecking, ensuring you don't overfill it. If you overfill the engine, you can have the potential to blow out your front main seal, rear main seal, and put an extra wear on the engine, as the cylinder's coming down into that bath of oil and slowing it down, the rotating mass. Lack of oil, causes a whole host of other things, worn piston rings, rods, bearings, rod bearings, you name it. Excessive heat, your oil is going to break down a lot quicker. So just be mindful of that. We got Big Cat over here inspecting the work. So yeah, you got to say, Big Cat, Tigga. All right, so we got Big Cat up here. He's checking everything out. Just making sure we're doing the oil change correctly. All right, so you get a Battle Cat. You don't realize you're going to just get a fat tiger out of it, so you think you're going to get a predator, and now you just wind up with a fat cat. So that's just what it is, one big fat miniature tiger. That's all I ended up with. But go ahead and wrap it up from here. We'll get back up with you guys as we're putting in the oil filter, and we'll see you in a bit. All right, guys, so we're looking down into the engine area where the oil pan, excuse me, the oil filter is going to go. It's right down up in here. See, we'll get to the front. Now, you guys keep that cardboard when you get that new, new TV, refrigerator, moving boxes, what have you, because you lay that down underneath the truck. Now you're not cleaning up a mess, all right? So you let that cardboard suck up all that oil, and it's actually nice to slide around on it when you're up underneath it. So, but yeah, we're just gonna reach up in there, and we're gonna slide that oil filter in, okay? All right, guys, so be mindful, we did put some oil in here. All right, so more likely we're gonna make a little bit of a mess. Now, we just gotta reach up there and finagle our way into it and get it actually put on. So let me reposition the oil pan down below. So we gotta catch any mess that we do make. The best spot here to reach up in there. All right, guys, I'm gonna put you guys on pause for now, and we'll get back at it when we got the oil filter installed. Before that, one thing we want to note is you take some of this clean oil, rub it around this oil seal. You want to make sure you get your old seal off, because you don't want to double layer the seal. Okay, you have 2 seals, O-rings on the block, you will have a leak. All right, no questions about it, you will have a leak. So be mindful of that. Like I said, you guys got any questions about anything, what we're doing today, it's pretty simple. Just let us know down in the comments. All right, guys, welcome back. As you can see down in here, we have the oil filter on. We do not have it tight yet. With that being said, you just need to reach in there and go ahead and tighten it down and snug it up. Then obviously you'll start it and check for leaks. So that's really all there is to it for the oil change. I mean, really don't need to go into more in depth than that. Like I said, if you guys got any questions, comments, concerns, leave that comment below. All right, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.